So I've done a few videos on individual skill point assignation, but I think it would be wise to give a more detailed run through of the skill sets. Let's have a look at our character. So this is my late game character. I know I'm skipping ahead here. There might be spoilers. This is what my skill set looks like in the late game, and when I say late game, I mean we are talking, I think, year 3. Year 2, month 3, day 23. I've basically completed the plot lines at this point, but I hope there's going to be not too many spoilers here. But basically, one of the game mechanics is that you can reset your attributes. Unfortunately, the NPC who does that has decided to go walkabout, so I'm going to have to wait for her to come back. There she goes. Should we follow her, Yummy? Let's follow her. Where are you going? What are you doing? Can I get it from you anyway? No, you have to be in the surgery. Ooh, but interacting with her makes her change direction, I think. Okay, so now Phyllis has deigned to show up for work. I'm going to ask her for acupuncture.
Want some acupuncture treatment? Only goals. I'm really good at it, so it won't hurt a bit and will have many positive effects.
Scientists and fact-based people should look away.
Okay then, let's get started. Just relax. Here we go.
Ow! Ow!
Relax.
What?
I've never done this before. Okay. So, in theory, that has reset my skill points, and in practice, it absolutely has. I've got 54 skill points to spend, and absolutely no skills selected. So, let's have a look at how I determine my skill tree throughout the course of the game, but we can do it all real quick. So, although I'm actually towards the end of year 2, let's pretend let's pretend that this is in fact like early game. So I've got a simple axe. I'm going to chop some wood and I get 40 XP. And I get another 40 XP. What is going to be my first investment? Now, we've talked about this before, but I'll do it again for the purposes of this video, which I hope is an all-in-one. Experience gained increased by 5%. That is always going to be my first selection. Dodge rolling, we're not doing combat. Dash, sprinting, yeah, I mean, I got that on my first run through, but if you actually just catch a llama, you're not going to need it. Social, not that great. These are good early game. Reducing the stamina cost when using the axe or the pickaxe, because you are going to be doing that a lot early game, and stamina is at a premium. You need to make sure you're using all the stamina you can, and you've got as much stamina as you can. But the first one always goes into more XP, because look, now I'm getting 42 XP for chopping. And in fact, that's where I put my first 5 points every single time. Because once you've got those 5 points, I'm now getting 50 experience. not 40. Then it's a matter of using less stamina. Please pretend I'm like a new character here and I've got hardly any stamina. We can go with reducing the axe cost by 25% or the pickaxe. And I tend to go for the axe first. So it costs less stamina to chop wood. And that's simply because you're going to use a lot of wood in the early game to fuel your furnaces. After I get the wood bonus, I will go for the pickaxe bonus, which helps me in the mines. That's your basic first 9 skill points applied. Then we have to start thinking about what our strategy is going to be. If you are the kind of person that likes to make friends and influence people, then the social tree is actually worth exploring if you're going to go down that route. If you want to marry another character, it can be really beneficial. But me, I don't play that aspect. But what is really useful is, where is it? Increase the workshop points by 1 and rewards by 5% after completing each commission. This is really useful early game. You are going to be struggling for money. You are going to be really grasping at everything you can get. So increasing stuff by 5%, yes, I would like that. On the other hand, we have some interesting possibilities down here. Endurance increases, that's how long you can sprint for. Maximum stamina increases by 2%. Double drops are really great, especially early game. So what I tend to do is this row unlocks once you put 5 points into the top row. So tree kicking and harvesting activities have 12% chance to double the loot. I mean, I never do tree kicking. I do it a little bit to get the fishing rod, the first fishing rod. That's it. And then I will say, give me the chance, please, of double loot. Axe first, then pickaxe. But, you know, that can vary depending on how much ore mining I happen to be doing for the commissions which I'm currently undertaking. Then we have maximum stamina increases by 2%. Then it goes to 4%, then 6%, then 8%. Now, you might not want to do that straight away because early game your stamina is going to be awful, and increasing it by 2% doesn't really do much. So you might be better off exploring other options. So where are we now? We're still not fighting at this stage in the game. Basically, I have never had a problem with dodge rolling, so I never take that. Sprinting, like I said, if you get the llama early game, you're going to be fine. These are useful when you start to fight, but that's only mid-game. So where we're still in early game, now we've got choices. 5% material cost reduction when crafting on the work table. That's really not useful until late game. If you think about it, early game, the stuff you're crafting, it's taking like 10, 20 items. A 5% material cost doesn't actually get you anything much. late game that's useful. I think this one should be right down here. If you are farming, then that's probably worth it. If you are fishing, then that is probably worth it. I personally, the way I play is I wait until I get a helper. I wait for the ACK mission before I start doing anything with the coop, because just having to go in there and click every animal every day is just annoying to me. I'm not sure what use that is, especially down there. Like if you're using the drill or the chainsaw as your major weapon by the time you can afford this, then I don't know, what are you doing? How are you playing? You've got much better weapons available by the time you can afford this. Mount training. This is one which is actually useful early game and should be up here, I think. Because then you can train llamas and sell them for a great profit. But I mean, look at how much we have to invest. We would have to invest 5 in this row to get that. And by the time we get there again, the money is going to be rolling in from lots of other places. Catching and training llamas is not going to be a real money-making opportunity, especially if we've got some fish. Decrease the difficulty of taming amount by 25%. Look, taming amount is easy. I've done a video on that mini game. It's why would this and why is that such high tier? It doesn't make sense to me. 100% increase in the chance to get rare items from the tree farm and mining deliveries. By the time you get there, you will have so much stock and there are much easier ways to achieve it. So basically, this tree is now done for me. I will go into fishing when I'm trying to complete the fish inventory. The fish set, donating the fish to the museum, because it's just easier when you know what you're going to catch. So yes, I will take that, and that's probably going to be late game. So what's over on the social policies? A 20% chance to receive 1 additional relationship point when chatting. Okay, so you get a default 1 relationship point, and that gives you a 20% chance to receive 1 additional, like 2. But let's remind ourselves of what you need for relationship points. Okay, so each one of these hearts takes 100 points to fill out. So when you click the chat button, you get 1. And this is offering you basically on average 1.2. So to improve your relationship through chatting with people, you're just going to have to keep clicking chat. And at its top level, this gives you a guaranteed 1 additional point. That's absolutely useless. So again, 20% chance to receive 1 additional relationship points when gifting. Really don't care. So what I do is I go down this route, getting my benefits multiplied up. In the early game, that doesn't mean much. Workshop, increase the workshop points by 4 and rewards by 20% after completing each commission. The early game rewards aren't worth it, but after you've got all of these, this is the best path to go. Then you're going to have to put another relationship point into social to open up these. items can sell for 2% more. Again, early game, not great. 20% chance to increase one relationship point regardless of the outcome. One relationship point is worth nothing. However, down here, things start to get useful. So mood meter increases 5% more while dating or playing. +1 action points while dating or playing. These are really useful for later social interactions if you are really trying to make friends. So you're going to have to put 5 points into this row here in order to unlock that row. Doesn't really matter. I don't use sparring, so I'll just put it into gift giving because I use that. And then let's go for mood meter. Because then people are starting to get friendly with you. Special event shops, daily interactions with other people. I can't remember. I did work out if that was gifting, and I don't think I'm going to have to look it up. But now our dates can become really effective, and we can really get lots of relationship points with people through dates. This one I never go for. Decrease the cost of exchanging for items at a special event shop by 10%. Okay, so you've gone to a special event, you've won some tokens, fantastic. These special events happen like maybe 6 or 7 times a year, and you're getting a 10% discount for 6 or 7 times a year. Really not interested in that. Unlock new selfie poses if you are the kind of player who likes to fill up your selfie book. Yeah, why not? Play can be activated at the associate NPC level. See, that is actually really useful. Late game, you've got some new characters coming in, and playing with them can really raise your relationship with them. But really, this would be much more useful at this kind of level. Because by the time you get that, you're probably going to be friends with most people. So really, I mean, yeah, take a judgment call if there's an NPC that you want to really get to know. But bear in mind that to get here, you are going to have to put in 5 points here. So late game, I'll take the fish. Thank you very much. Petting, don't care. Damage, don't care. Training, don't care by that point. Don't care, don't care. So that's where I end on that tree. Now, I will have started to do combat by this point. And which skills you put in will depend on your style of combat. So I am quite an aggressive player, so I will always put attack first. And it's not so important to think about defense simply because of game mechanics, because the combat that happens, if you get your hit points reduced to 0, all that happens is you restart the level. That's it. What's important is stamina. So while dying, quote unquote dying is annoying, your enemies still have the same health level, so you can just go back and start fighting them again. It really doesn't matter. And so maximum health also doesn't really matter. However, yes, it does get annoying when you keep dying, so might want to put one of those in. And if you are having a problem with repeated dying, then yes, boost these up a bit. But honestly, it's much better to take food, and there are so many points in the game where you get to just refuel yourself. So this, I mean, this is, I don't even understand why this is here. For every 1% decrease in health, damage increase by 0.2%. So at 10% decrease in health, you'll be doing 2% more damage. And, you know, at the end, if you have lost 100% of your health, obviously you would die, but that makes the maths easier. You would be doing 20% more damage. I don't understand why anyone would ever get that. Again, same maths, but worse. If you've lost 100% of your health, your damage taken decreases by 10%. It's just not worth getting. Endurance recovery rate increases by 5%. That helps you with sprinting, that helps you with power moves. Duration of buff effects increase 8%. Recovery effect increases by 8% when using recovery items. That's worth it if you're using recovery items, but you're going to have to put the 5 points in up here. Chances of double loot increases by 5%. That's actually worth it, because late game, one of the things that you start to do is you start to need resources that are only available in the dungeons. So you can go and give the guild orders to please go and do this, please go and get me this stuff, but I use combat quite a lot late game to mine the resources that I need to make my stuff. So this is actually worth it. But to get this, of course, we have to put some points in above. And it really doesn't matter. The endurance is fine. I like the endurance, that's fine. Now this is unlocked. Don't want buff. Don't want recovery. What I do want... It applied it to everything. Bother. So I would have put all my points into this. The bottom two, increase critical damage with a ranged weapon by 50%. By the time you get down here, you should have completed the main plot line, and your weapon should just be... You should be taking out bosses with a couple of hits. It'll be done for laughs. And again, increased damage with a melee weapon by 50%. These would be really much more useful up here. And I would take, I would put those up there. So that's how I go down the skill tree. As I said, if you are more interested in socializing, put more into here, especially getting the mood meter and the big player, the action points while dating or playing. That's a massive help when you are trying to build relationships. If, like me, you're more like money and objective focused, you're going to be wanting to get the produce down there. And fighting, always take the intensive training first, because it will increase the experience points you get. and that allows you to get everything else sooner. But there's no point taking the combat related ones until you're actually doing combat. Right, I am going to get back into my time at Portia video editing, because you may have noticed that I am on season 3 and year 2 in this video, and the last video I put up was like still year 1. What's been going on? I've got a lot of videos that I've made for my time at Portia. It's a matter of editing them, and I'm trying to decide how to best present them, because what I have been doing is like almost full days, and now there's less value in doing that, I think. I mean, yeah, I could do videos with every single commerce commission, but I really don't think that's useful. One commerce commission looks much like the other. You're going to have to get resources, you're going to have to do this, that. We've covered all the basics. So I'm starting to think that I might skip ahead and just only show the things which are important to know. But I have had health issues, and so I have not had the time or the energy to do it yet. I will get back to it. So that was my guide to skill points. I hope you found it useful. My baby is hungry. The guilt, the guilt, the guilt. Bedtime.